woke up with sunshine, but I feel it. You're from my corner, I'll move a little further. I'm trying to get back to you somewhere. Tried to forget you, but I couldn't get enough. All in all is heaven. Just like a little child, I fell into your arms.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Melvin here. And is it possible to still find a profitable niche on the internet that it's yet to be discovered in 2020? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you why that is a bad strategy and what you should be doing instead. Right. And so this is the episode 84 of the Melvin Live show. And in case you are not familiar with this show, this is the show whereby I talked about what I learned from building a one person, 1 million, all things digital business, right? And this show, it's brought to you by Catalytic Courses. Catalytic Courses it's the type of courses that will give you actionable advice to help you pursue your digital ambition. So if you'd like to check out, head on down to catalyticcourses.com. So is it possible to find a profitable niche in 2020? Well, before that, I'd like to tell you a little story here. And this story is also an economist joke. And so one day, an economist and his friend, who is an efficient market hypothesis believer, were walking down the street. And halfway, the friend stopped and he said that, and he told the economist that there is a $20 bill on the floor. And the economist said that, well, that is not possible because if there was a $20 bill, someone would have already picked that up. And so that is the story around this efficient market hypothesis. Now, what exactly is efficient market hypothesis? The easiest way to think about it is that the stock market is actually an efficient market. In other words, if you were to be able to find a stock that is highly undervalued, what's going to happen is that it's not going to stay very long as being undervalued, because very soon people will be able to find out about that stock. And so that kind of negates so you wouldn't be able to find a profitable stock and to hold it for too long, because over time the market will adjust itself, because more buyers will come in, and as more buyers come in, they will bid up the prices, and so when the prices goes up, people will start selling the stock, and when people start selling the stock, the prices will come back down. So even if you have found a stock to be underpriced and you bought it and thinking that it's going to increase in price over a longer period of time, what you're in for is you're going to be disappointed because there's going to be more people coming in to buy the stock thinking that it is going to be able to make that profit. But as more people come in and beat up the prices, there are going to be more people coming in to sell their stocks. And so over time, the market is going to correct. And so even if you have found it to be undervalued, that undervalued thing is not going to stay for very long. Well, so according to there is this article that I saw on ETF.com, and what this article was saying is the following, right? It's saying that, well, you should be, it is possible, right? It is possible to find $20 bills on the floor, right? I mean, I'm sure you too have picked up money on the floor before. And so it is not impossible to walk around and pick up money. However, it is bad strategy for you to be spending your time going around searching for dollar bills on the floor, because you are not going to be very fruitful in the long run. So the thing is, while it's possible to find an undervalued stock in the stock market, it's not going to be very rewarding for you to spend a lot of time doing all that research to look for that undervalued stock, because as we explained earlier, based on the efficient market hypothesis, that undervalued stock will not remain undervalued for very long. And so, how does that apply to the topic that we're talking about here in terms of profitable niches on the internet in 2020? So, is it still possible to find profitable niches here on the internet in 2020? Well, the way I think about that is that you are probably better off doing something else than trying to look for that proverbial niche that is yet to be discovered and that is going to be highly profitable. And so, what you might want to do instead is the following. Because the on the internet itself, it is so efficient that at any point in time, if there is a profitable niche that has yet to be discovered, you can rest assured that people would come in and exploit that profitable niche. In other words, you wouldn't have a dominant position over a particular niche for a long period of time, particularly if you are that one person digital business. And so, what is the strategy instead that you should be embracing? And that's the main thing that I do on my business itself. So first and foremost, it is important to find a niche that is profitable, right? Because at the end of the day, we are running a business, and if the business is not profitable, if there is no profit, there would not be a purpose. We have to make money, and that is a given. Now, so we have to look for those profitable niches. In other words, it's probably unwise to just want to dive into an area or a topic just because you are passionate about, or just because you are proficient in that area. So the first thing you want to do is to dive into the research and find out that thing that you are passionate about, that thing that you are good at, is it profitable? And of course, in my private group, I will be sharing with my group in terms of how can you find out if whatever you're interested in, that you're passionate about or you're proficient in, how do you find out if that is profitable? And so that's the first part. Now, once you've established that whatever you're passionate and or proficient in, it's profitable, the next step that you want to take is to look at the competition. Because if there is going to be really, really high competition itself, what that means is that it's a validation that whatever you are passionate and or proficient in has got a market, right? Has got a market. So where there is competition, there is a market. But that doesn't mean it can be profitable. So those are two very different things. So you want to find out if there is competition and how intense it's the competition. Because if it's too intense, then you probably need to do something to make sure that you can still be able to enter that market, enter that niche, and yet be viable and feasible in providing your service. And so the thing to think about is if you don't want a place where the competition is too low as well, because that might indicate that it might not be a very profitable place to go to. And so what I usually do is the following. I will look at the competition, and in a broader area, of course, the competition is going to be higher. And that's where I go super narrow into the niche itself, because that is where the competition is less intense. And and so what you want to do really is to be able to a look at what you are proficient in and what you're passionate about. Is it profitable? Right. Secondly, you want to find out what is the level of competition in that area itself. Too intense, then what you want to do is to go deeper, right? Deeper into the area whereby it is going to be better able for you to differentiate yourself. And so, how would you be able to be better than the competition? Well, there are two ways to do that. And one way is more sustainable than the other. So, the first way that most people would tell you to do is that to to do a research on the competition and to find out where is it that the competition is lacking, and that is where you want to be able to fill that area of it, right? So this is what Michael Porter calls it better than the competition. And the race to become better, or worst case to become the best, isn't going to be a competitive advantage for too long, because once you are better than the competition, and better could mean that you give more or you charge less or you do something that is more or less than the competition. And what Mike Porter say that that strategy actually it's a bad strategy. So what he suggests is that what you want to do is not to compete and not to race to be the best in your field. What you actually want to do is to be different. And different could mean different things for different companies. So, as an example, when the if you think about the idea of Walmart, for example, they could compete with stores like Target, but how they arguably they sell the same things, but they are different. And how they are different is that they choose to focus on a particular segment of the market and the particular segment of a group of customers which are underserved. And the strategy behind that is to give them low price, everyday low price. And so with that, they will be better able to attract that segment of customer to their store. And because of that, that will kind of fuel that flywheel. Because with more people shopping at the store, what's going to happen is it's going to be able to give them that bargaining power with suppliers to give them either a longer term of credit or a deeper discount when it comes to quoting the price. So in our Singapore context, an idea of that it's NTUC Fair Price, because NTUC Fair Price is arguably the the definitive place for you to get your grocery. And because of the volume and the extent of demand that NTUC gets, NTUC is able to have that bargaining power and to be able to negotiate with suppliers to give NTUC more favorable terms. In fact, what I do know is that in order for you to have your product placed in NTUC, you actually have to do something for them, right? And so that kind of give you an idea. So the key idea behind that it's not to become better or to become the best. The core idea behind that is to be different. So there you have it, my friends. It is not whether it is possible to look at whether it's possible to find profitable niches in on the internet in 2020. The more important question is it's that area of your expertise or the area that you are passionate about. Is it profitable? And what's the competition like? And how you can position yourself to differentiate yourself from the competition so that you can get that competitive advantage. Well, so there you have it. It is possible, but what you want to focus on is to focus on how you can be different. And that's the way to build that one person, 1 million, all things digital business. Well, so this is the Melvin Live Show. Once again, thank you so much for being here and investing time here. Give me your feedback. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you want more of such videos, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook because every day I will be sharing with you what I've learned from building this one person, 1 million, all things digital business. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.